Yeah, but at the start was Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Arydia, the Paths We Dare Tread. I'm just getting everything set up, so bear with me for just a minute. Okay, so if you missed last episode, we finished up everything in Eastgate. That may have been 2 episodes ago. And then we did a little bit of exploration and found a town overrun by ants. Yes, the giant ants from the first few episodes have returned. Only this time they're bigger. Um, so yeah. Also, I'd like to point out my daughter gave me this blue feather and said I can give it to my little figures in case they need to sweep. So, adorable. Anyways, we need to go chase down the ants in order for this town to actually be a town. Right now, it's a bunch of people screaming, which is not helpful for town-related towns. So we gotta go fix that. Unfortunately, I believe it's on a travel card that we added to the bottom of the deck, because that's the only thing that we actually changed recently. I mean, maybe they're out here somewhere. Maybe they have a specific place, but all I know is the ants are out there somewhere, and I feel like I'm gonna have to go through my entire travel deck in order to find them, and that is not ideal. Just making sure the stream is actually online. Right, so I need to. Oh, I'm a little flustered today, but I will get into it. Yeah, I will get into the swing of things. Don't you worry. Apparently, I've missed every intervening stream between Monday afternoon and now, which I had not actually realized until I looked at my VODs and was like, oh, it went straight from Arydia to Skyrim and then nothing in between. Ooh, I'm doing bad at this. It's just crazy schedules, you know? You know, when this is just your hobby rather than your actual job, it can be hard to find the time to actually get down to it. Anyways, this deck's not going to shuffle itself, so let's explore so we can maybe find those ants. We're going to go up here, which is a plains path, and just keep going. It's difficult to find your way. We're not. Oh wait, no, we don't want to exhaust tokens. Oh yes, I'm so used to that, but tokens are very valuable right now. So we're gonna have each of them lose a speed, and then I'm gonna use knapsack to give Zertle 3 speed. So I need to update my overlay real quick. Real quick, like. Also, yeah, I need to spend a mana on Zertle to refresh his stratagem cube. And you know what? I'm gonna use my last medkit charge to attempt to heal myself, Zertle. Okay. Oh, okay, I guess technically I should flip this tile over first, but I don't believe that just puts you into a combat. We rolled a 20, which is pretty good because we're not in combat. So first, Zertle's going to heal for 5. I wish I had more than just 13. Then, I get to add both Threat 77 to the Threat deck and Travel 77 to the Travel deck because I have the Lucky Charm, which has been an incredible investment. Somehow, Zertle rolls tons of out-of-combat 20s. I kind of wish he rolled more in-combat 20s, but you know what? Beggars, choosers, etc. So the travel card goes on the bottom of the travel deck. Threat card will just get shuffled in when we shuffle that deck, so that's fine. Then I'm going to spend 1 more mana on Zertle to refill my healing kit. Okay. Zertle's kit is up to date. I'm going to zoom in just a teensy bit more. Okay. Let's flip this tile. This hex. Bleakwood Forest, which looks to have some sort of ruins and has a big 30 map tile on it, which I'm excited for. Yes, let's go to big 30. Ugh. I really need to put my tiles away. I am woefully behind on that. So that was just a big stack that you saw of tiles from previous episodes that I have not cleaned up. Luckily, they don't take up too much space. Alright, Crumbling Tower. You're at the foot of what appears to have once been a mighty stronghold. Nature has begun to reclaim this area. Vines stretch and cover walls, while trees stand at military attention, the only soldiers remaining in this desolate place. It was very dramatic. Alright. Okay, let's go up to POI 56. Oh no. Rick's acquired a slight lean. The Ruined Tower. You're standing in the ruins of a tower. There's a soft scent of flowers coming from the small pond to the south. There are crumbling walls all around you. You notice a small grate in the floor. Oh, great. Let's look at the flowers. You stoop over the violet flowers, letting the scent fill your lungs. If a Slyn is in the party, draw key item 88. Alright, so this advances the Slyn story. Alright, these crumbling walls, do they look like something I've seen before? The bones of the tower lie here, slowly succumbing to nature. Vines creep up the walls as atrophy takes its course. Oh, okay. I was asking too specific a question. Alright, let's investigate that grate. There appears to be a staircase leading down below it. You catch a hint of stench coming up out of the grate below your feet. What's the stench? Before you can really investigate, a frog croaks from near the pond and distracts you. Okay, can we open the staircase? The grate? You grab the grate and only then see there's a freshly oiled mechanical lock, making it impossible to open the grate. Gain an RP point. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Dress clothes, sealed screw. No, 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 no. Strange scribbles, group direction, Erky's map. Nope. Old tower key! We did it, team. We did it. You got this key from Second Officer Bally. It supposedly opens the entrance to the ruined Bleakwood Fort. The fort is located in the forest north of Boskton. Keep this until you find a freshly oiled mechanical lock. Hey, we just did that. Then draw medium 31. Hooray! Let's do this. You know what I maybe should have done was go to a real town and repair my gear, because, my gear's bad. It's doing bad, team. I'll give you a preview. Oof. Yikes. Alright, below the forest. You climb down the steep staircase into a rough-hewn dungeon. The boxes and barrels that lie here have been ransacked for whatever goods were inside them. The entire area looks a mess. Alright, so we just get to get rid of this big tile, because we're on a staircase. And here we go. Here we go. So there's a long tile over there, or there's a POI 53 right here. Or sorry, 35. I don't know how I messed that up so bad. Well, it's because I'm upside down relative to it. That's how. Okay, keep these two cards handy as I draw POI 35. 35. Soldier's statue. Before you is a statue of a soldier. He is armed with a sword and shield, standing smartly at attention. Looking closely, you see runes cunningly etched in the stone base of the statue. Ooh. Where's our quest log? There we go. We know that there is a runestone thing at a forest fort, and I think this is probably that. So let's look at those runes. Whoa. Okay. I'm just gonna. I mean, that was pretty clear, but this one might be more clear. If it focused. That is a lot. So, once again, gonna take a handy dandy squill, which has a sun on one side and a moon on the other, and I noticed there are sun and moon symbols on this card. We're gonna do a little bit of moving around. Let's see, can I... It's as far over as it's gonna go. Well, we don't need a travel deck right now. Let's see here. So... how do we think this is gonna work? Let's see. So if we put the sun... oh, maybe it's... I see an open circle there. Put the sun open circle and then look for any closed circle that's close enough. You see closed circle over on this side? Yeah, I'm looking at the D here. I think it's probably that. So we're gonna start with D. And then there's a moon, so I'm gonna go to the moon side, and that's open circle to closed circle. They're very close together. Uh, U? That looks like it could be a U. Is anything else close? Not close enough. Yeah. I think it's DU. And then, oh, stay on the moon side. And circle around this. It is incredible how many puzzles they've put together with just this one little token. Which they introduce as the rulebook as, oh, it's just a little thing to play with so you can get yourself into the game. You know, it's nothing important. Liars. DU T. I see a T. I don't see anything else that's particularly close. Yeah. DUT. I'm going to move this because now we know it's got to be somewhere on this side of the board or the card. Why? Duty. Well, I mean, when you find a real word, it's a pretty clear indication that you've done it right, you know? Or they're trying to trick you. Now, one thing I do notice that could be a mislead, though, because I'm noticing the circles are also on very specific parts of the card, like very specific sides of the card. So we'll keep duty in mind. That may have been a misdirect. I'm wondering if I put the circle near the bottom center, the open circle, like in that little icon there, do we get a different word? L? Possibly an L. Possibly an A. See, that's a tougher one. Could it even be an H? Yeah, it could even be, well, the H is a bit rough. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, well, so L or A, one of those could be it. I'm gonna pick it up real quick just to check my work a little bit on that one. Yeah, it could be L, or it could be N, because N is in the crack there. It's hard to see. You know what? I don't think it's A. Yeah, A was a mislead. So L or N. I need to note all this down. I hate when your text editor is like, well, I know I'm smarter than you, so you started typing one character, therefore that's all you want to type, and if you hit enter, I'm going to fill in a word for you. And you're like, I just wanted to type in the one character, thanks. But could you not try to act like you're smarter than me? Okay. I'm going to stay on the sun side and just do no, I'm going to do the moon side. It'd be silly to jump ship now. So we're going to do top like this says with the open circle. And I'm going to note, yeah, all right, so it lands on the M. pretty easily. I don't think there's anything else it particularly falls on. Maybe the C? But I kind of feel like it's the M because that also highlights the letter Y. Oh, sorry, that's a W. It's upside down for me. Yeah, it lands on the M, the W, and also highlights the letter Y. That said, that's nothing. That is nonsense at this point. But I'm gonna stick with it just to be sure that what I'm seeing is nothing. If I align with the U, there's nothing in the arrow slot. Yeah, so I don't think it's that. Oh, wait. If I align with the S? No, it doesn't quite reach. No, there's this. Oh, there's an R that maybe does it. Like if we're talking center. I think that's a mislead. I think duty is the word we're looking for. I think we were right the first time. There are other things you could do. I don't think we need to do them. I don't think they get us anywhere. So I'm going to try duty. If you think you have solved the puzzle, draw event 602. Soldier's Puzzle. Did your answer begin with the letter D? Yes. You touched the first rune, flip this card over. Was your answer duty? Yes. Using a squill, you complete the sequence of runes, smiling at your own cleverness. I mean, yeah, I was kind of smiling. Not gonna lie. Go to door. The runes glow brightly for a moment. Duty. A door in the base of the statue grinds open and reveals a small stone tablet. Gain key item 90 and banish this card. Love it. Love getting key items. This particular one is the soldier's tablet. You found this stone tablet in the base of the soldier statue in the ruins at Bleakwood Forest. It has runes etched into it. And we're looking for the stone tablets lead the way, which I think we've seen on the other stone tablets as well. Yep, yes we did. I don't know what to do with this information though. So let's take a look, show off what we have so far. We're clearly missing some pieces, but we have 3 different tablets. They have a symbol. Ooh. Yeah, they have a symbol and they have a group of letters in a particular orientation, but we don't know what to do with that yet. That's kind of become our side quests. Actually, maybe it's our main quest. It's hard to tell nowadays. What I do know is that's the halfway point. We have uncovered half of the stone tablets. So, very good. And with that, we can move on to long 24. See what else is down here. Mossy hallway. The passage here is dank. A thick moss grows on the walls. There's a staircase just around the corner leading further down. At the end of the hallway, a large door looms in the darkness. Hold on. We got the silver... Did we get the silver key in the forest? Yes, you found it in the stump in the middle of the forest. Okay. Alright, a large door looms in the darkness, yes. I got very distracted because I was thinking about other places that we have been in the past that we haven't fully cleared. And the one that comes to mind is you know the one. The one near the mountain on the second board, which had the stuff way up in the trees, like the house is way up in the trees. But we can do that another time. Okay. So this mossy cavern. I need to zoom out a tiny bit. There we go. And let's go to POI 57. Door in the dark. The dark, stony corridor ends here in front of a large wooden door. You think you hear voices coming from the other side. Let's investigate the door first. The wooden door appears to have no handle or catch on this side. You do notice there's a small hatch in the center. Perhaps you could knock. Let's listen to the voices first. Listening closely, you can make out a few distinct voices. They sound harsh, and you don't understand the speech. Goblins, most likely. Um, I don't really want to get into a fight with goblins, but hey, let's see what they're here for. You bang on the door, a small hatch opens, and a goblin sticks its nose out and sniffs, then closes the hatch again quickly. Okay. So we might be fighting some goblins. Are we prepared to fight goblins? Our armor is absolutely trashed. But hey, we got a lot of health, so maybe we're fine. Long 25 it is. Nothing ventured and all that. Alright, so I think we're descending deeper rather than going up. Caved-in passage. Coming down the steps, you feel encased in the rock being so deep below the ground. To the west, the passage is caved in. You can hear high-pitched voices coming from the opening to the east. Yes, we can't go that way. Gotta go that way. To medium 32. I don't think I have anything that mentions a caved-in passage, so. Goblin Dorm. You gaze upon what appears to be a reclaimed dorm. Goblins jump up from playing some sort of game at the table. They quickly grab their weapons and charge at you fiercely. We could have been friends? Why does everyone just immediately assume I'm here to kill them? I mean, in this case, I probably am, but hey, why do they just assume that? Alright, time to make some room for combat. We need our threat deck. We need some enemies. Oh, I wonder if we get an item here that lets us get through that one door that the goblin sniffed out of. That is probably the case. And there's probably more goblins back there. Well, we know there are. A goblin sniffed his nose out. Okay, we need faux one no, faux 67. I remember fighting these not that long ago. And then need figure 67. Do, 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 do. And we need the green and brown bases from these ants. I still have the ants out because I figure I'm going to fight them soon enough anyways. Alright. Shank, shank. Right. Okay, I have a vague recollection of these guys. They were the ones who they were one of the enemy types that you wanted to stay back from when hitting their weak points. Let's see, is that gonna show up? Yes, except it's incredibly washed out. That's a little better. Okay. Okay. All right, we're ready to begin this thing. I don't. Oof. There we go. Trying to focus the little camera. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get the threat combo tracker on screen, and that's fine. I have my overlay. Let's do this. Enemy turn. Zertle on deck. Boss or two. They gain 2 threats. Hmm. Dang, the critical points are all on diagonals, which is not a thing that Zertle's good at. Not since we got rid of Pummel. Where are the weak points? Is it just the one in the center? Yes. Yes. Because I have a focus with range of 3. So with Zertle, I can basic move to generate a combo and go 1, 2, and then I guess basic move again to gain a second combo. That feels a little bad. But Yeah, especially since I'm not going to be moving. I can go here. I'm still not adjacent. And then we spend both combos, so I'm not going to update the overlay with this, to do a light attack. And a reminder. Since it's not on the overlay yet. Light. I make a wisdom attack. Boom! That is a 14. Plus 7 is 21. Easily enough. We're going to armor pierce this one. The center one. And, oop, yep. So what's off screen is that. Shank one adjacent exile if able. No adjacent exiles, so not able. And then we hit left and right. So take off that armor and hurt that one. Unfortunately, it's not all armor piercing, just the middle one is armor piercing. But hey, still a good amount of damage. And that was all of Zertle's actions. Enemy turn, Rick's on deck. All foes activate. Well, that's these foes. So they're going to spend one threat. They're going to target the healthiest exile, which is currently Zertle. Do a move 6 and then shank with +1 damage. That's a 4 damage shank. Dang. So this guy's just going to go 1 attack Zertle. What? That's the gray die looks like. On the midsection. Ow. Now, look at the FAQ real quick. Because Zertle has no body armor durability left, but it does say it gains +1 defense against melee attacks. I assume that's only if it has durability, so he's just going to take the full 4, falling down to 9. Ouch. And then the other one's going to go. Can it even reach Rick's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, but they are tied, so I'm going to have it fight Zertle. Also, ouch. And that is right arm, which also has no armor left. Great. So Zertle just takes another 4, going down to 5. And that means it's Rix's turn. Who desperately needs to shoot some things, because Zertle has lost quite a lot of blood. So Rix is going to gain a combo and do a basic move just to go here. Yeah, to be within range of this one. Because I don't want to target the weak point of this one while Zertle's standing right next to them. That's just free damage on my character. And, I only have so much health. So let's shoot this thing. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and you know what? I might as well mark that one while I'm at it, because why not? Basic bow attack against number 1 is an endurance roll. That is a 19, so not the big hit. Because it's not the big hit, I think I'm going to go here and here. And then I'm just going to basic attack again. And that's adjusted 22. That is the big hit. So I'm going to hit this whole vertical line. It puts this goblin in the really awkward position for me of 2 non-adjacent spots right where I can't hit them. So that's awkward. But, sometimes these things happen. Enemy turn, Zertal on deck. Mob or 2. These are not mob enemies, these are brutes. So they gain 2 threat, go up to 3. I also updated that I gained 1 combo on Rix's turn. It is now Zertal's turn. We need to kill this guy before he stabs me further. I don't like getting stabbed so much. It's not my favorite. If I'm being completely honest, it's not my favorite. The problem is I don't have a way to hurt this guy. It's not to kill him. No, I have no way to kill him with a single attack. That sucks. Do I leave him alive and try to shoot the other one? Because I want to use my light attack to take out this weak point without it triggering the shank attack. We are in a pickle. Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to basic staff attack green once. That is a 12 plus 9 is 21. Nice strength. So I get to hit one of these spots. Full damage. 1 hit. What about wielding foe splitter over here? And then I'm going to basic move to go bloop. Gain 1 combo, and I'm going to immediately spend both combo to light attack this one. And that is an adjusted 13 on wisdom, which is 2 hits. Not my favorite, but hey. We're going to take out both armor and also armor pierce the weak point. Nobody for it to hit. So shank attack does nothing. And that's our turn, I guess. Enemy turn. Rick's on deck. 1 threat. Okay, all right. That's good for us. Yes, they're gaining a lot of threat, but that means they just took a turn to do nothing. And we could use some of those opportunities. We're going to basic bow attack this one who has 1 hit left. Yeah. Endurance roll. That's a 17. Which is 2 hits, not that it matters, I only needed 1. This one is defeated. Whee! That's the sound of a goblin dying, if that wasn't clear. So we just have this one who has no weak point left, so I just basic bow attack it and hope for the best. Yeah? Yeah. Hey, yeah. That's a 21 adjusted, so I get to do a full line of hits vertically. Boom, boom, and boom. Feels pretty good. And for good measure, I'm going to use a mana to just hit... Ooh. This is all very awkward. I'm going to hit the armor off. And then I'm going to basic move to gain a combo. I don't actually think I'm going to do a move, though. No, I will move here. That way, no matter where the goblin goes, if it attacks Rix, Zertal can get in and actually hit it for damage without spending speed or 2 moves. Okay. When that goblin died, they do gain 1 threat. That is the parting words ability you see on their card. It's slightly cut off, but you see it. And that means enemy turn, Zertal on deck. Let's see what they do. Come on, lose 2 threat for some reason. Okay, brutes activate. That's going to be the big attack. They lose 3 threat. They target the healthiest, which is Rix, and then they do a move 6 shank shank. Ouch. So he'll go here and shank shank. Base 3 attack number 1 against legs. Luckily, Rix has yet to be hit in the legs. Takes no damage, armor blocks everything. 1 durability lost. And then shank again. Legs again. Alright, well, I guess leg armor is just used up, but no damage taken. Like, it's doing its job. But also, that means I'm not going to do well in future combats until I go repair, which I was probably due for anyways. Zertle's turn. Can you take us home, buddy? First, I reclaim my actions. I do a basic move, gaining 1 combo to go here. And then I basic staff attack this goblin and hope for the best. That's an adjusted lots. Hold on. 26. I'd say I got the full value out of this one. So we're going to go right here, and we go in, right, and down, and also to the left. And also the first hit has armor piercing, and my overlay is not up to date with this version of the staff, and that's okay. Okay, do I spend a mana on Rix to just guarantee this guy dies, or do I do a second staff attack, which has a chance of missing? I go for the second staff attack. I mean, what are the odds it miss? No, don't answer that question. Don't ask that question. Never answer that question. This is how you lose. Oh. A 2 is enough to get at least 1 hit. Oh, wait. I forgot. Okay, so I did implement a house rule for the last couple sessions, where a 1 will still get you a single hit. Yeah. I just had too many instances where I rolled 1 at a critical point and it just felt real bad, you know? So, house ruled. Anyways, goblin dead. Kaboom. That is a combat. That was a quick one. Mostly because it was like 1 group of enemies at this level. 1 group of outnumbered enemies. We gain 2 experience apiece. And we roll. Once again, I'm going to have Zertle do the roll. Oh, so close! On a 20, you get a free item, but we are not there. That is 2k. Actually, you know what? I might want 2k more than a stone item. I suppose it'd probably sell for that much, wouldn't it? It'd be the same either way. Goblins are defeated. And I'm sure they're not going to come back. Never, ever. Yeah, that was a nice quick combat. I like it. Okay. Now that everything's been defeated, we can leave combat mode and we can go, hey, what's this ep45 right over here? Now I'm kind of considering, maybe instead of just saying that a 1 always gets you at least 1 hit, yeah, 1 should get you exactly 1 hit. I'm wondering if I want to balance it a little more and say you have to spend an RP point in order to do that. Huh. I don't hate that answer. I just... A complete whiff in combat when enemies literally can't miss, assuming they're in range of an attack. It's not my favorite. So that's why I have this house roll. I think we want to... I'll play around with it. I think it's just a one non-piercing hit is what a natural one gets you in combat. You know, you don't gain benefit from piercing damage on the first hit, which a lot of these weapons have. You can't increase it with your stats or with any abilities. So, it's not a miss, but it is pretty bad. Stinky Dorm! You're standing in the goblin's makeshift dorm room underground. You see the table here with a game set up on it. Dirty beds are here, making a fairly neat goblin dormitory. There's a small cook fire going in the middle. Still going? Oof. What game are they playing? It looks quite colorful. Reading through the rules, you think the trade route strategy might be overpowered. Perhaps an expansion fixes this. We took the time to just read through... First of all, these are goblins and they have this particular level of board game. I think maybe we're the bad guys. Ugh. Let's check out the beds. Most of the beds aren't even made, and the ones that are have disgusting covers. Also, there's slime on one of the pillows. Ooh, what kind of slime? No, you don't do that. Instead, you shudder at what might be cooking in the fire. Oh. Okay, I guess I investigate the fire. The room reeks of goblin, but there appears to be an even more unpleasant smell coming from a pot on the fire, still bubbling away merrily. What's in the pot? What's in the pot? This savory stew is bubbling away. It smells repulsive. There's a couple bowls nearby. You think about ladling out some of the stew. Sure. Yeah, that's a thing that I do. Totally. Totally. Let's do that. Genki Item 53. This truly has the embodiment of the, oh, what's that? Oh, man, it looks and smells so disgusting. Kind of want to taste it, see if it tastes as disgusting as it looks and smells. Oh. Goblin stew. You've got a pot of bubbling, boiling goblin stew. It smells pungently like foot sweat. You think maybe there's a finger bobbing it around in it? Or is that a toe? Keep this until you find a card with the exact text, sticks its nose out, and sniffs. Okay. We kind of saw this one coming. We're going to put this in front of the goblin who's guarding the one door up above. So we're going to go up this staircase. Ooh. That was set up like this. And we want that door right there, which is POI 57. Now, normally you can't get in POI 57. It's a locked door with no handles or anything. But as we learned earlier, when you knock on the door, a goblin nose comes out and gives a big sniff. The dark, stony corridor here ends in front of a large wooden door. You think you hear voices coming from the other side. Let's knock on the door. You bang on the door. A small hatch opens and a goblin sticks its nose out and sniffs. Draw big 32 with the goblin stew. Hold on. Okay, before I get into big 32, which I assume is another combat, I'm gonna do some healing. That feels like the right call. So I'm gonna use a medkit charge from Zertle to roll a natural 1. That does count as a critical failure. I have not house ruled that one. Let's try again. Wait, was that a 1 or was that a 7? No, that was definitely a 1. That's a 7. Wow. What are the odds? Zertle's going to heal for, because of a 14, heal for 3. Going up to 8. Spend a mana to refill the kit again. And then roll one more time. Why not? There we go. No, 19. Which will be an adjusted more than 20, which means I heal for 5, which is perfect. That puts me at full. I'm just going to zero out the threat combo tracks because I assume we're about to get into another combat. Big 32, dilapidated hall. The door swings wide as the goblin calls out to all the others in the hall. It turns back to you, realizing too late that it is not, in fact, supper time. The grin is quickly replaced with a battle cry. Goblins rush at you from every direction. Oh, there's a boss here. Oh no. Oh no. What have I done? How could this happen to me? We're definitely in combat. And I'm going to have to do some zoom out maneuvers here because this is going to take up a lot of space. There's the entrance. How does this work? Like that. So we are here. And once again, there's these two guys here. But we also have 68 and 69. Nice. Foe 68 is the Goblin Slinger. They're the ranged goblins. They look like that. And Foe 69. Nice. Is. Hold on. I have some organizational issues. I don't know what I've done, but there are like different phone numbers interspersed with each other, and that is confusing to me. There we go. So who is Foe 69? It is Pit's Lord Garrick. Or Garuk. Boss music. There he is. Garuk's twisted features and vile demeanor inspire fear in his foes and followers alike. His mother had hoped he'd become a chef, but she's still proud of him despite his life choices. Nice. Oh, this is going to be a whole thing. I should have gotten my armor repaired before this fight. This is going to be bad. Oh, no. Oh, no. I did not see a boss fight coming. Probably should have. So I need figure 68 and figure 69. That makes sense. 68. And figure 69. There it is. Woo! That's a meaty lad. A burly boy. Roar. And hold on, I just gotta get the colored bases onto the other two. I do think that's probably where I need to call it for the day. Yeah. Well, for the afternoon. I hope to be back tonight, but I have other stuff to be about today, unfortunately. So far, this has been a really good session. Been enjoying this. I think it's about to change because I'm about to die. All right, we will keep Pit Lord Garuk here in front. Oh no, he gets angry. Yeah, this is gonna be a whole thing. I'm gonna put his card up here with like a bajillion armor cubes. Good. Oh, he's just all armor. There are, what, two spaces that are not inherently armored? Three. There are three unarmored spots on his body. And a bunch of hard armor. He's a tiny bit off the side. But luckily, these are walls, so I can have them overlap that a little bit. That's fine. I don't know where we're going to put all these enemies. I'm going to have to zoom out. Yes, a substantial amount. Okay. And like I'm going to go over. Okay. That's not too bad. I do think I'm going to take this tile out of here. I don't think I'm going to end up using it for very much. In just a second, I will move. There we go. Actually, can I put these guys up here? That's pretty good. And then I'll do threat deck over to there, which I need to shuffle. All right, if I get utterly destroyed in this fight, it's because I didn't go repair, and that's on me. I should have gone and repaired my equipment. My armor is actually very strong. I just need to, have durability left. All right. Threat deck. And the two slingers will have to be a reach. Yeah, almost. Yeah, and then I need to armor them up. Okay. Yeah, this is quite the battle. Okay. But again, that's going to be saved for later, so thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, feel free to tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the following US and Canada Pacific times. Mondays at 1 p.m., I stream Skyrim, modded Skyrim. Mondays at 10:30 p.m., I stream Final Fantasy VII, the original PC port. Wednesdays at 1 p.m., I stream more modded Skyrim. Fridays at both 1 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. we stream Arydia, the Paths We Dare Tread. That's what you just saw here. It's like a TT RPG in a box style of board game. Super, super good. Highly recommend, if you can find a copy, picking it up, because it is definitely worth it. It is a really good game, if you like this style of game, obviously. Yeah. Everything I do here on Twitch is exported to my, or saved here as a video on demand and exported to my YouTube channel. There's a link in the Twitch channel description down below, unless you are already watching on YouTube, in which case, hello, YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks for commenting and chatting. Thanks for liking, following, subscribing, all the other good stuff you can do both on Twitch and over on YouTube. And I'll see you all next time.